At the beginning of Scram, we're in a courtroom. Judges handing out sentences to people, and Stan and Ollie are brought up before him, and they have been hauled in for vagrancy. Laurel and Hardy once more. I am so enjoying this box set. This review is Scram from 1932, and this one is from DVD 12 in the Laurel and Hardy box set. And this one, with all the DVDs in this box set, there's a running theme throughout each DVD. This one is Laurel and Hardy and the Law. And at the beginning of Scram, we're in a courtroom. Judges handing out sentences to people, and Stan and Ollie are brought up before him, and they have been hauled in for vagrancy charges. And the judge tells them, look, if the jail wasn't full, I'd be chucking you guys in there for whatever amount of time the sentence would be. But he says, instead of that, I'm going to give you an hour. And Ollie's like, wow, thank you. I said, an hour to get out of town. I don't want to see you ever again. Get out of my courtroom and whatnot. So off they go out, and Laurel and Hardy, being who they are, they see someone in trouble, they're always the first ones to stop and help out. And there's a guy, drunk, trying to get into his car, and he drops his key down a big sewer grating on the side of the street, and Stan and Ollie stop, help him. And of course, it's not as simple as simply getting the key out of the drain, although Stanley comes up for once in his life a very intelligent way of getting the key, where he chews up a bit of chewing gum, puts it at the end of a umbrella, sticks it through the grate to get hold of the key. Everything's going perfect until he tries to bring the umbrella back up, and of course, as the umbrella goes down, it opens up like this and gets stuck coming up. I know that all this sign stuff is not going to work really good for the audio podcast, so if you guys do happen to be listening on SoundCloud, iTunes, Castbox, wherever you may be getting this podcast, please jump over on to Here's Rodder's Reviews on YouTube. Subscribe to me there. I would love you forever if you done that. Anyway, yeah, so nothing goes 100% perfect, and obviously they have to lift this drain up to get the key out, and at one point or another all three of them end up falling into this thing. At one point, Stanley and the drunk guy end up in there. Ollie sees a policeman coming, and he closes it over. He says, be quiet, a policeman's coming. And they're down there. The drunk guy's kind of like blathering on a little bit, and Stanley's like, shh, there's a policeman coming. He's like, a policeman! So of course, when he does that, the policeman's just passing Oliver up above, and he turns around, brings his baton out, and hits Oliver a tap in the back. And as he goes to walk off, the drunk guy does it again. So at this point, the policeman's gonna kick 7 shades of bleep out of Oliver. Ollie ends up getting chased up the street by this policeman. By the time they do the round of the block and coming back again, Stanley has opened up the drain cover, got the drunk guy out, and the policeman falls at him. So Stanley wants to help him, but Ollie's like, no. Trails him into the car, they get away. Drunk guy takes them home, and you should never drink and drive. They get to the house anyway. The drunk guy's forgotten his key, and of course he doesn't want to knock the door in case he wakes his wife. That's another thing in the Laurel and Hardy universe. There's a lot of fear of the wives in all of their films. So basically, they end up having to crawl through a window to get into the house. While standing Ollie's doing that, the drunk guy actually manages to open the door, falls through it into the house. He goes in and falls asleep for a bit while Stan and Ollie are messing about trying to get through this window and whatnot. So basically, they end up in the house, and the drunk guy says, right, my bedroom's up the stairs to the right, go up, make yourselves at home, stay the night for helping me out, blah blah blah. So he goes to make a drink for himself. There's a glass, 2 glasses on a tray with one of those big glass jugs full of water. So the drunk, being the drunk that he is, has this massive keg of like home brew with him, and he pours all the water out, and the plant fills the water decanter with the drink. He makes his way upstairs, at which point the butler of the house catches him, and the drunk's like, what are you doing in here? This is my house. And the butler's like, no, this isn't your house. So the drunk guy is like, well, I suppose I better leave then. So off he goes, disappears. You don't see him again. At this point, Stan and Ollie have made themselves 100% at home, gotten into the pyjamas of this woman's husband. So of course now at this point, Stan and Ollie's luck is going exactly the way you think it was. They think they're flying high. This guy's offered a house for them to stay in overnight. They've got no home of their own, and we now know that it isn't his house at all. So the wife that he was scared to wake up is actually someone else's wife, which just opens up more ways of getting in trouble. So they decide to go down and see if they can find the drunk guy. Of course, he's not there, and the wife comes out of her bedroom, sees it to him, screams, passes out. So of course, Ollie says to Stan, get a glass of water for her. So of course, the setup was the drunk emptied the water, filled it full of booze. So Stanley, thinking it's water, pours a glass, and Ollie pours this down the woman's gullet to try and bring her around, and of course she ends up drunk. So they try to explain that they're friends of her husband's, still thinking that her husband is the drunk guy. So she invites him in to her bedroom, which is a bit sketchy sounding, I know, but in this house, big mansion, it's not just a bedroom. There's like the bedroom, and there's like a small sitting room area and everything in there. It's the bedrooms are like a little one-person flat, essentially, in these houses. So they're in there, sitting, chatting, she's laughing, of course the booze is kicking, and she wants to dance, and she gets up and has one of these massive pianos that plays by themselves, turns it on, starts dancing about. She wants to dance with Oliver. He doesn't want to dance because, being the gentleman that he is, I shouldn't dance with you, your husband wouldn't like it. So she says, if you don't want to dance with me, then we're going to wrestle. So she jumps on Oliver. Stanley tries to stop her, she jumps on him. There's a back and forth, they're clowning about, she's laughing and getting on. And by this stage, I knew exactly where this was going. And at this point, the front door of the house opens. The husband turns up, who turns out to be the judge that gave him the 1 hour to leave town. So the last few seconds of this film is the judge catching the 2 of them in the bedroom with his wife, and he's got this angry look on his face, doesn't say a word, he just waits for them to see him. They're cowering in the corner, and as he's approaching, Stanley turns the light off, and you think, okay, they're going to turn the light off and try and escape. Then you hear the crash and the bang of things getting broken, Oliver getting his ass handed to him, the whole 9 yards. That's where we kind of close out. This is a film that I have just spoilerized for you 100%. Definitely go and watch this here. See some of the stunts that these guys pull in these films. Like, they had to get badly hurt a lot of times making these films. Earlier on in the movie with that drain surge thing on the side of the street where they kept falling into it. There's so many hard falls that all three of those actors took, and oh man, so good. Definitely go and check it out.